defense? What dimensions does it add?
That's exactly what Jazz can do, you know, because I'm challenging her to continue to get in the gym, to continue to work on her pull-up jump shot and be a scoring threat. Because when she can do that, of course, that's the dynamic that we don't have. Her athleticism, her ability to get above people on a pull-up jump shot. She does that. Now all of a sudden, you're looking at 4 or 5 scores on the floor. Erica Carter, I thought, played a fantastic game. You know, it didn't force anything, took good shots, was very patient, got the ball to the people at the right time. And then when her shots came, she knocks down a 3 in the first half, which was a big one. And then that 3 there in the second half, when it got kicked back out to her, it's just a rhythm 3 that she makes. I tell AC all the time what my goal is for her. She needs to contribute between 10 and 18 points a night. And that doesn't mean by all scoring. Like tonight she had 6, but she also had 6 assists. So I tell her, well, there's 12 points in assists plus the 6 you scored. There's your 18. And that's how we like to go through things to try to get them to understand. It's not just the number of points you score, but it's how many you help account for.
Jeff, it may not have been the intent, but do you think this performance tonight from your team sends a message to the rest of the country?
Well, I don't know if it sends a message to the rest of the country. I mean, I think people, when they look at the score, are going to be like, wow, what just happened? And, you know, it shows you what we can do. I think that's what it does. It shows you what our potential is. Now, we're not going to shoot 65% from the field every night. You know, we shot better from the field than we shot from the free throw line. And that's not going to happen every night. But the one thing I will say for these kids, and I tell them all the time, if you want to be a great team, if you want to compete to win a championship, you've got to be able to make open shots. All of you have to. And I thought we did that tonight. You know, there weren't a lot of contested. There were a few that Durr shot there. Shot clock running down, come off a ball screen that may have been contested. But a majority of them were open. Like, we passed the ball so well that people were getting open shots. And you've got to be able to make them, and we did that tonight.
You mentioned also this tape's going in the trash can. How much of this will you watch?
Well, we'll watch because there are some things that we've got to get better on. Our defensive transition, we gave up, I think, 6 points in transition. We had a few lapses on defense where we're supposed to be in one type of defense, and 3 of them were, one of them wasn't. So there's things that we're going to show that we need to improve on. And offensively, I'll use part of it to just show how well we pass the ball. You know, when you're unselfish, all we've been talking about is tempo for the past, month. And it's as simple as it's a dead ball, we're taking it out. And instead of catching, turn around and walk, we throw it up the floor, I think, to AC. AC takes 2 dribbles, throws it to Asia in the corner for a 3 off a dead ball because our tempo was so good. You know, as a defense, you're kind of waiting to get back. I tell our kids the tempo starts with getting ready to take the ball out of bounds. Sprint to get there. Then the official hands it to you, you go. So I'm really proud of them because we have worked on it and they executed.
Is this the most dominant team performance that you've had in your time here?
Yeah, I'd say that for sure. There's no question about that. I mean, again, I thought Sam Fury played fantastic. Jazz played really well. It was a team effort. There's no doubt. It wasn't just, even though Asia had 36, it's not like it was just throw the ball to Asia and watch her work. I mean, she was scoring within the offense. Her teammates were getting her the basketball. It was pretty impressive.
You mentioned winning an ACC championship. You know what's going to go through them. What's the statement you make there? I mean, they lost like 2 games ever in the league.
Oh, Notre Dame?
Yeah.
What's
the statement you make beating them? That I mean.
Well, now we have a chance. I mean, you know, we finished 15-1 2 years ago, and the problem is, I think in my 11 years here, I think we've been 14-2, 15-1. Another time we're 15-1, but we've been in the league with UConn. You know, it's like you look at our league record, and 90% of the leagues you're having a chance to win. Well, with UConn and Notre Dame, how dominant they've been within the leagues, it's a battle. You know, I tell people all the time that everybody talks about, you know, winning conference championships. I'm like, I've never won one. I've been coaching for 22 years, and I've got one co-Sun Belt Conference championship when I worked with Paul Sandiford at Western Kentucky. That's the only one we've ever had. You know, but we've had the opportunity in my years to play in three Final Fours because we do play in a great league, and that's where, I think our teams continue to battle with each other. We make each other better, and then when postseason comes around, this league is normally making noise in it.
How much are you having to tell this team to savor the moment? This truly is kind of maybe one in a career seasons.
Now, we don't. I don't even talk about it. I mean, I tell them to enjoy it. Like today, I'm like, hey, enjoy this. Enjoy the win, and then is this what you want, or do you want more? Because if you want more, then get back in the gym and continue to work on what you've been working on to get where we are now. For us as coaches, the bye week's nice for the players. I've got a 6 o'clock flight tomorrow to head up to Boston to go watch a high school game on Saturday, and then I've got a flight to D.C. on Saturday night to watch one on Sunday. I mean, it's what we do. So it's good for the kids, but it's recruiting for the coaches.
Considering that this was a nationally broadcast game and everything else, what does a win like this do for the program?
Well, I mean, it's a nationally televised game, which is great because we do recruit nationally. I mean, you look at our roster; we have players from all over the country. It's not like it's the first big game that we've won here.
Right.
So it's just another like, hey, look what they've done, and we're doing it with one senior. Maisha is extremely talented. There's no question about it. But we have a good group that's coming back. And we've recruited well. That's one thing that even Tom said back when he hired me. He's like, I just don't want a good year. I don't want a good year every 3 or 4 years. I want to establish a women's basketball program here. And that was something that excited me. And that's what I think we have done here, is we have a program. It's just not one team. It's not one year. And that's what we take pride in as coaches, and we're going to continue to work on.
Jeff, when you look at this win, I mean, how does this compare for you as a coach to maybe the Baylor win in terms of the importance or maybe what the players were able to accomplish?
It's not close. And I don't mean that with any disrespect, but that Baylor win was to get us to the Elite Eight. This win gets us to our 6th conference game of the year. I can't compare games right now to that Baylor game or Tennessee game. Because everybody seems to forget that, when I talk to people, that we had to beat Tennessee to get to the Final Four. Our Maryland game in 09 to go to the Final Four. Oklahoma, Cal to get to the finals. Those are games that, I don't even compare regular season games to those, because those are, when you lose, you're done. And it's amazing. I still say, it gives me goosebumps when I sit there and think about those ball games, what some of those players did and what they gave to this program. But now, is this a very important, great win? There's no doubt, because you've got to figure out a way to beat Notre Dame if you want a chance to compete to win our league. And I'm not afraid to say that. I mean, it's just reality. And we did that tonight. So I'm really proud of these young women.
2 more.
I gotta know where to go. What's your rush? Hot day?
100.
God damn.
Let's stay on that.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate everything. And again, just please, if you do anything, just thank our crowd. Write an article, please just thank our crowd from me, because it was absolutely outstanding. Look forward to hopefully seeing y'all here next Sunday. All right, take care.